Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, kicking off the stakes portion of the Saturday Travers card at Saratoga with race number 7. It's the Grade 1 Ballerina. Fillies and mares going 7/8 of a mile. Before we get to the analysis, head on over to drf.com/spa for the Saratoga handicapping shop. PPs, picks, clocker reports, betting strategies, lots more. They are the must-have tools to win big at Saratoga. Here's the field for the Grade 1 Ballerina. And Mike, to me, this is a fascinating race because you've got some big established names in here. Horses like Serengeti Empress, Bellafina, Come Dancing, major Grade 1 winners, but they may not be in the best form right now. You also have some lightly raced up-and-coming horses like Letrusca, Pink Sands, and Victim of Love. They're in form. The question is, are they good enough?
Yeah, I agree with that. That's sort of how I looked at the race too. The three, favorites on the morning line and the quote-unquote best horses in the race, if I'm being honest, Dan, they don't do a lot for me. I realize that one of them will probably win this race, but boy, I don't think I want to bet on any one of those three horses.
Let's kick things off with the Timeform US Pace Projector. It's a Serengeti Empress race. Serengeti Empress better get to the front because when she isn't, she's just not the same competitor. She should be able to make the lead. The key to this race is Cookie Dough. I'm not sure Cookie Dough is a win contender, but Cookie Dough might have enough gas to push Serengeti Empress early and set things up for somebody else.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, it's interesting too, Dick, because when you look at that pace projector, they don't give it the red bar fast pace scenario, but I got to believe that if Serengeti Empress is on the lead and there are two horses who are right up there with her, then they're going fast in this race. Serengeti Empress is going to be sending from the rail. I do expect her to make the lead, and we'll just see what happens. I don't like her recent form, Dan, but I know she's good enough to win.
Agree with you 100%. If she's making the lead with two horses battling with her, yeah, they're going to be rolling early. And Serengeti Empress, she likes to hear her feet rattle, obviously. Winner of the Kentucky Oaks last year. When she turned back last year in the test, she ran really well. She took pressure from Kafefe, who ended up being a dual champion last year. Every step of the way, she hung in gamely. I guess in the Apple Blossom, if you want to say fine, she didn't make the lead. It was a very fast pace. Still, you want to see her run better than that as the favorite. And in the Fleur de Lis, again, she ran very fast trying to bottom out that field, but she gave way readily on the turn. It is a question of what kind of form she's in. I guess if she's 5-2 second choice, that's a fair price.
Yeah, I guess it is. I don't know. Listen, I don't even know if I would want that price on her. We'll see. Her last two races, I agree with you. There are ways to look at them and, not be that disappointed. I was pretty disappointed. I didn't think she ran well either time. I'm even more bothered, I think, by her Houston Ladies Classic at the start of the year there. I don't like that loss from her one bit, especially the horse that beat her in that race. So I don't know. It just worries me. If she runs her test from last year, I think she'll win, Dan. I just don't know if she's going to run it.
Even though Cookie Dough's big graded victory came around 2 turns, you and I think, believe she's better at 7 and a 1-turn mile. So this turn back works for her in the Apple Blossom. She was just part of that torrid pace, and she absolutely paid the price. When she won the Royal Delta over a sloppy track, though, she just had a candy trip, pushing a 50-1 shot, taking over the lead, and holding off weaker competition. Her best game is her speed, but so is Serengeti Empress. So she's really up against it from a race standpoint and maybe a class standpoint as well.
Right. I mean, I don't see her getting the kind of trip that she probably needs to win this race, Dan. If I'm being honest, I'm not a big fan of hers anyway. I don't really like too many of her races. I do like her going shorter. I just don't see how she gets the right trip in this race.
Let's watch Victim of Love's last win, the Grade 3 Vagrancy Handicap. She is 27-1. She gets the wet track she loves, and she's cruising into the stretch on the lead. There's Come Dancing, who's also in this race, diving down to the inside. Victim of Love got the jump on Come Dancing, however, and is able to hold her off. Only an 86 buyer. She is yet to buy her 90 in a field of horses that can run much faster than that. But she is one of the horses in form.
Yeah, she ran pretty well in here. I guess it didn't come back a fast race, but she certainly ran well in there. She moved up early in there to get the kind of position that she wanted to get. And then she just held on through the stretch. I thought she ran fine. She will have to run better than that in this race. I guess you could like the fact that she can sit off the pace a little bit. Maybe she falls into a trip in this race, Dan, but I kind of want to see her do it again.
Morning line favorite Bellafina was a very good 2-year-old, multiple Grade 1 stakes winner. Started off her 3-year-old season with a bang, 3 graded stakes wins at Santa Anita. Finished off her 3-year-old season with some good efforts. Nice second in the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint. Didn't think she had the greatest trip in that race. Didn't think she had the greatest ride in the La Brea, and very aggressively ridden and beaten in a good second. She hasn't come back as good this year at 4. Now, maybe you can make excuses. The carousel broke slow, rushed up, off the layoff against Mia Mischief. Last time out in the Great Lady M, she had the rail again. She didn't break well again down towards the inside. Here she is now on the inside, and they kind of abort this inside run to get to the outside. I'm disappointed that Bellafina couldn't run down sneaking out. This is not a strong field. On her best day, she fits with these horses, and she has the tactical speed to sit off the 1 and the 2.
Oh, yeah, definitely. She runs her best race. She's a handful in here. I guess we'll just see if she does it. So far, and I realize they haven't shipped her that much, but when they ship her, she does not run her A race. At least she hasn't to this point. I realize she had a bit of a trip last time, but like you, I'm pretty disappointed that she couldn't beat that field. And even 2 back then, the Desert Stormer, she ran well that day. She got an absolute perfect trip in that race and ran a 92. I don't know. I kind of feel like she's not as good this year. But obviously, I think her Breeders' Cup last year in her La Brea, both of those efforts I thought were very strong.
And it wasn't only the 92, Mike. She had a perfect trip. I agree with you 100%. It was the way she won. You would think that the Bellafina from last year would have won that race by open lengths with the trip she had. It was a very workman-like victory, a driving win. Maybe she's not as good this year. She's going to have to find what she was. I think she might have it in her. Letrusca is one of the now horses in this race. Multiple Grade 1 winner in Mexico. She's won 9 of 11. Let's watch the Added Elegance Stakes going a 1-turn mile, and she just showed this field her heels from the start. And what's notable about this race is that the horse she beat for the second consecutive time, by the way, Nona Madeline, just came back at Saratoga earlier in the week, and she upset them in the Summer Colony Stakes. So Letrusca, this is a legitimate horse she's beating. She's got good speed. The question is she fast enough to get to a stalking position off of the 1, 2, and the 4 without burning herself out?
Yeah, that's to me, that's the real question for her. I like that she's in, recent form. It's sort of the new face in a race where I was looking for new faces, to be honest, Dan. When you look at all of her races since they got her over here, she looks like one-way speed. And I don't know if she can get the trip that she wants in this race. If she can somehow find a way to, even if she gets forward, but to be able to sit just a little bit, I think she could, run very well in the spot.
There's a chance this pace falls apart. And if it does, Pink Sands is going to be the one picking them up at the very end of this race. She got 2 great setups when she won the Rampart and the Inside Information, both pace meltdowns, but she ran both times. And in the Phipps, she was overmatched A. B, that mile and a 16th's a little far for her. She is a sneaky long shot here that's going to be running at the end.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're looking for the closer in the race, this is the horse that you want. She'll be last early, but she will run at the end. I don't know if she's good enough, Dan, but she is going to have the setup that she wants in here.
Come Dancing won this race last year. You can argue she came into this race last year in much, much, much better form than the form she's in right now. Although, again, you can make excuses for her 2 races this year. Won the Apple Blossom, just an odd 2-turn race where she chased a fast pace off of a layoff. And then last time out in the Vagrancy, I won't make the wet track excuse because she loves a wet track. She is probably still just racing herself into shape. I'm expecting her best performance yet.
Yeah, I understand staying positive on her, especially if she's going to be the 3rd choice in this race. We'll see how the wagering all shakes out. Listen, clearly on her good race, she's very tough in her. She's another one of those, short-priced horses who I'm just not thrilled with her recent form, Dan, but I won't be surprised if she turns it around in here.
Let's take a look at our picks for the Grade 1 Ballerina. I certainly understand your thinking in here, looking for the upside, looking for the new face. Letrusca is perhaps that new face, a win machine in Mexico. She's won races here. She's looked good doing it. If she can sit just a little bit, she should be looming along with Come Dancing on the outside, turning into the stretch.
I'm hoping she can get the right trip. I realize that she's sort of an imperfect, sort of other horse in this race because of her running style, but I don't want the 3 favorites in here, Dan.
Bellafina's current form concerns me, as does the current form of Come Dancing, as does the current form of Serengeti Empress. I think she's getting a good trip in here. I think she's sitting just off the 1 and the 2. She should have every chance turning for home. If she can run one of her races from last year with that kind of trip, she's going to be tough. I don't want any part of her at 9-5. 4-5-3-1 for me, 5-1-4-7 for Mike. It's the Grade 1 Ballerina. It's Travers Saturday, and race 7 is an approximate post of 3:42 Eastern. Good luck.